I'm Jonathan Cerf, and I've got a problem. That's only one of my problems. Yeah, you like? This ceremony is a celebration of Peter's entire life. And since I'm one of his oldest friends, we first met when we were 6 years old, I've got his first 20 years. And that sounds great. I mean, 20 years is a long time. But all of Peter's most impressive achievements, all of the things that people who never actually met Peter will remember him for, like New College, Tikkun, Pie Slap, Critical Legal Studies, Farmer's Market, the many published books and articles, all of those things came after he was 20. I'm sure you'll be hearing about some of those things from the people who will be speaking after me. And what am I left with? Lisa asked me to mention his great admiration for Willie Mays and his fondness for baseball. So I'll start with that. Peter loved baseball. He loved watching it, and when he was a kid, he loved playing it. He was very good at it. And one year, after about 6 weeks of the Little League season in Mount Kisco, New York, he led not just his own team, but the town's entire league in home runs. And he would probably have been the home run leader for the whole season if only his parents hadn't pulled him out and sent him away to summer camp. Peter was very proud of his home runs, and rightly so. It seemed like a great achievement at the time, and it made me proud to be his friend. But of course, it doesn't match in importance the sort of things he did later in life. So, what else was Peter doing during those first 20 years, besides playing baseball and being a big fan of Willie Mays? Well, for most of those years, he was just a kid doing what kids are supposed to do. He was going to school, learning new skills, making friends, and having fun, except that he was doing all of those things better than most other kids. School. Peter was very good at school. His parents wanted him to get good grades, and he did. He was exceptionally bright. He was good at memorizing things, state capitals, historic dates, anything. He worked hard, and he was always at or near the top of his class. He got into every school he ever applied to: Hunter Elementary, Trinity, Deerfield, Harvard, Harvard Law School. Some kids figure out how to get good grades while learning as little as possible, but Peter wasn't like that. He wanted to learn, and he learned a lot. Making friends. Peter never had any trouble making friends. He wasn't very interested in things, toys, clothes, luxury items. What interested him was people. He was a very social creature, and he seemed to enjoy just about any activity that allowed him to make a connection with others. He had more friends than anyone else I ever met, not just acquaintances, friends. He was a great listener. He listened attentively to everything you said to him, and he was unfailingly open and honest in everything he said to you. He was gentle, and he was loyal. He tried hard never to hurt anyone's feelings, and he would go out of his way to defend people that his other friends didn't much like. People could sense that he wanted to like them, and more often than not, they wanted to like him back. People could sense that he cared about them, and more often than not, they valued him for it. Having fun. Peter had a wonderful sense of humor. He almost always seemed to be in a good mood. There was always a twinkle in his eye, as if he sensed that something amusing was about to happen. Peter and I joined the Harvard Lampoon when we got to Harvard. Now, there was a whole group of people who really knew how to have fun. I could talk for hours about the Lampoon, but instead, I want to talk about another group activity, our dance band. Several of us, including Peter, decided during our junior year at college that it would be fun to perform in a rock and roll band. It was our good luck that we had a friend who was a fantastic guitar player and another friend who had a wonderful singing voice. And the two of them were able to pick up the slack while the rest of us learned how to play our respective instruments. We needed a whole lot of practice. Peter had never played bass before, but after a few months, we decided we were good enough to supply dance music to a series of get-togethers called mixers at our own college and at other schools in the Boston area. And that's what we proceeded to do. Eventually, we added a couple more of our friends to the mix. In the end, there were 8 of us in the band. I can't overstate how rewarding it was to watch people having a good time dancing to our music. All of it, including our practice sessions, was so much fun that in the years since college, we've regularly gotten together to do it again, providing dance music for various college reunion parties. We've kept doing this even though we now live far apart from each other in New York City, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Martha's Vineyard, Cleveland, and Connecticut. In fact, we were planning to play again this coming spring at yet another Harvard College reunion dinner dance. Peter was, without any question, a visual centerpiece of our band. For one thing, he managed to look like a rock musician. He was a natural performer, and his love of the music was evident to all. He played the bass with such infectious, positive energy and such joy that you couldn't take your eyes off of him, and you couldn't help but smile. I'm going to perform for you alone one of the songs we've been playing together for years. It's a song about companionship, which I think makes it especially appropriate as a tribute to my beautiful friend Peter. Oh, how I wish he were here playing it along with me now.
Stand by me,
by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me.
Fits Peter in my mind. Sunny 60s garage rocker. Clear-sighted about how the sunny 60s went wrong. Visionary counterculturalist and also pragmatic builder of it, wherever he found himself. When a dream faded, he dreamed some more, finding new ways to harness his gifts to his liberation agenda. It worked. It was amazing to organize with him in our critical legal studies mini movement, watching him woo or distance bad actors, staying up all night drunk with solidarity, listening to him hungover the next morning, but still winding up the room, making it vibrate with humor and hope. His dying still doesn't seem real to me.
This is my son, Akiva, and a close friend of Peter's. And first thing that hits me in this gathering is that Peter was both a unique and irreplaceable person in our lives, on the one hand, and on the other hand, he was also a product of a historical moment. And so I want to start by just saying, I look around and I see so many of you people here contributed or can still contribute to healing and transforming the world, what we call tikkun in Hebrew. And I just want to say for a second, let's look at each other and applaud each other for all the work that all of you have been doing for so much of your lives. Can you?